What's good, everybody, and welcome to UFC 211. We have a very stacked card and a bunch of great fights. Us, the UFC fan base, is very pleased with this one, and let's get this video underway. In the main card, we have a flyweight bout between Henry Cejudo versus Sergio Pettis. Sergio seems to have been developing a knack fighting in flyweight, but in this case, I feel his luck is about to run out against Henry Cejudo. How I believe Henry Cejudo is going to get it done is that Henry's a lot more confident standing up now and using his stand up in conjunction with his Olympic class wrestling. I think he's going to get it done. With the strategy of how to defeat a Pettis. Keep backing him forward. Don't give him any room to work with their like a fancy striking and such. If like Henry like applies the pressure, I think Henry gets it done. I have Henry Cejudo by unanimous decision. Very well then, very well then. Next bout. Frankie the Answer Edgar against the rising star in featherweight, Yuri Rodriguez. Comes down to it, this is about I personally am excited to see. Every time Frankie fights, I love it. He's a Jersey guy. I'm a Jersey guy too. So I admit I haven't biased. Alright, it comes down to it. Like Frankie must be watching all of Yuri's fights, and we all notice that Yuri uses all those crazy kicks. So I'm sure Frankie and his team will be working on a good strategy to be able to catch those kicks and just bring that kid to the ground. Yuri does have a good grappling game as well, but Frankie in the past has fought Charles Oliveira, which is another guy that's very dangerous on the ground. But Frankie found a way to make it work and work the guy over on the ground. In this case, I'm going with Frankie Edgar by unanimous decision. This is a real test for Yuri, but just it's not going to be Yuri's day. That's for sure. All right, moving on. Damian Maia versus George Masvidal. All right, it comes down to it. Damian Maia, as of late, has been on fire, performing like we never seen him before. It comes down to it. George, he's facing a tough guy in George Masvidal, but it comes down to it. Damian has all this momentum, and I don't see Damian losing this bout at all. It comes down to it. How I believe Damian gets it done is that Damian is another guy that his striking improved so much that he could use his striking to set up his world class jiu-jitsu and get George on the ground. George is also good on the ground as well, but he's not as good as Damian Maia. I believe Damian Maia gets it done by constant pressure throughout all 3 rounds, and my prediction is a submission victory by Damian Maia within the third round. Very well, very well. Moving on to the title bouts and the co-main event. Yeah, my girl right there, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, against a very tough opponent in Jessica Andrade. Comes down to it, people consider Andrade as being a real beast. She's a tank when it comes down to standing and bending with all of her opponents. People refer as being the John Lineker of the a women's strawweights. But when it comes down to it, I think Joanna gets it done. Jessica's good when it comes down to striking, but she's not as good as Joanna. And also Joanna, I have her winning because she has the experience. Most of her fights have been title fights, and they've been going the distance. And it comes down to her when it comes down to Joanna's grappling. Her takedown defense and her wrestling is good enough to be able to get out of deep waters if Jessica decides to take the fight to the ground. I have Joanna winning by being better than Jessica when it comes down to practically everything. I know that's a bold statement, but I'm confident she gets it done. I have Joanna winning by unanimous decision. Very well then. Very well then. Main event. We have the defending champion Stipe Miocic versus Cigano Junior dos Santos. This is actually going to be one of my favorite bouts of the night, that's for sure. It comes down to it, their first bout was very controversial and all that other stuff. But I might be the one of the few people that honestly believe that Junior won his first fight. Honestly, if fights were judged by damage done, like Stipe would have gotten the W. But that was not the case. I had Junior winning. Comes down to it, Stipe improved, but also Junior improved as well. And this is going to be a dynamite bout, that's for sure. I'm going with Junior Dos Santos. I think he has a fire in him and the motivation to be able to get the W. If like Junior, what he really has to do is he just can't stand in front of Stipe. Stipe's striking improved, as I said, and it's gonna be very risky if Junior just stands there. But Junior's last fight against Ben Rothwell, Junior fought a very intelligent fight. Used his boxing to a good degree, and got the job done. It comes down to it. I feel that Junior gets it by a TKO finish within 5 rounds. A very vague and open prediction, but I'm a Junior fan. I'm going with him. All right then. Honorable mentions. We have the feature prelim fight. Well, I can't speak right now. The feature prelim fight against Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin Poirier. This is a very very good bout. This is Eddie's a rebound fight after losing his belt against Conor McGregor, and he has it against a very tough kid with a lot of ambition with Dustin. It comes down to it. Dustin's good, but it comes down to it, he seems to choke whenever he's fighting a top 5 competition. And it comes down to it. I have Eddie Alvarez winning this bout. If Alvarez uses his foot movement and weaves in and out, and has Dustin up against a cage and uses his grappling, I feel Eddie gets it done. Dustin has some good knockout power, but Eddie is a very very tough guy, and I don't see him getting finished. I have Eddie Alvarez winning by unanimous decision. Well, very well then. When it comes down to it, I want to mix things up, guys. Did you like my video? Did you like my predictions? It comes down, comment below, with your predictions of how you believe the fights will go and who you think will win instead. I would like to hear your feedback, guys. Well, besides that, very well then. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, have a good night. Bye.